Welcome to the THT Health Navigation Series. Each week, we will be giving you the tools you need to navigate your health benefits with confidence. Once the webinar is over, it will be posted within 24 hours on ththealth.org. Today, we are going to deep dive into your pharmacy benefit, specifically our Prescription Optimization Program, which we call POP for short. We'll review the program as a whole and we'll walk through a few member experience scenarios. As you know, the cost of medications continues to rise, making it more and more difficult for members to afford them. THT Health recognizes this growing challenge and has found a solution to help. The POP program is designed to assist members with obtaining high-cost medications that they normally have trouble affording. The POP services being provided to you are free. High-cost pharmacy claims are routed to our POP team, who will explore the savings possibilities and coordinate all efforts between you, your doctor, and the manufacturers, resulting in member savings. Now, let's talk about how the program works. You can determine if a drug meets the POP qualifications by running through this checklist. First, it must be a brand name medication. It must have an approved clinical prior authorization if one is required, and it must be coverable by the pharmacy benefit plan. It also must be considered a high-dollar medication. And what is considered a high-dollar medication? For a 30-day supply, it would be over $1,000. And for a 60 or 90-day supply, it would be over $2,000 to qualify. There are 3 parts to the POP program: patient assistance programs, international pharmacy fills, and copay cards. I know many of you are familiar with using copay cards, but the POP program offers so much more. In fact, the other 2 alternative funding sources offers significantly deeper savings, which is why we first start with those options. What is a patient assistance program, or PAP for short? A PAP is a savings assistance program that is usually offered through the drug manufacturer. There is an approval process, and if approved, it will cover the full cost of the medication. Patients will receive their medication in the mail at no charge, and patients will not have to fill through a pharmacy. A PAP is the first savings method POP will pursue for a patient. A PAP requires an application, and it must be submitted along with the patient's W-2. Now, this information will be confidential and only seen by your patient advocate, who is helping coordinate. Now, once a PAP has been sent to the assistance program, it goes through a review process that can take 1 to 2 weeks. If approved, the PAP company will then mail the patient's medication to them each month free of charge. If not approved, or if your high-cost medication does not have a PAP available, then your patient advocate will look at obtaining assistance from either an international fill or a copay card. Let's now look at the second part of POP, the international pharmacy fill. An international fill is when a patient receives their medication via shipping from outside the U.S. The International Fill team of pharmacies are based out of Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. And if the patient agrees to an international fill, the patient advocate will fill out the order request form and will submit it to the international pharmacy team. The pharmacy will then contact the patient to schedule delivery, and the patient will receive their medication shipped to their home or work at $0 copay and no shipping fees. There is never a cost to the patient, nor is there an approval period. The international pharmacies will obtain a new prescription from the patient's doctor office. Patient will receive their prescription, either a 30-day or 90-day supply, via mail directly. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Is this legal? Yes, it absolutely is, as long as proper measures are taken for the prescriptions to pass through customs. Now, this piece will be handled by the POP patient advocate. And now for the third part of POP, the copay cards. Copay cards are saving cards that will pay only a portion of the patient's drug cost. A copay card will be obtained for the patient by their PA and can be used right away at the pharmacy. A copay card will have their own processing information, and the copay card will typically be used in combination with the patient's pharmacy card to help lower the patient's out-of-pocket cost. Copay cards are helpful but do not provide as much savings as a PAP or an international fill would. This is why we often look to utilize copay cards for emergency fills while we are waiting on PAP approval or an international fill. So now that we have a better understanding of what POP is, let's take a look at some hypothetical member scenarios to get a better understanding of the member experience. We have 3 different member experiences to walk through. Sally's experience will result in a PAP. Joe's will result in an international fill, and Mike, who seems to be very serious, will experience a copay card result. This is Sally. Sally received a renewed prescription for Humira and takes it to Alto Pharmacy. Because Sally's prescription exceeds the $1,000 threshold, it rejects with instructions for Sally to call POP. Sally calls and speaks with a POP patient advocate, or PA for short, who introduces Sally to the POP program and explains her medication qualifies for a PAP. Her PA asks Sally how much medication she has on hand, which Sally responds with 3 weeks. Since Sally doesn't need an emergency fill now, the PA then explains the PAP qualifications and begins asking her personal questions, such as how many members in her household contribute to her overall income. Sally responds, and the PA confirms Sally should qualify. So the PA then continues asking Sally more questions while she fills out the PAP application. The PA tells Sally they are going to email her a HIPAA release so that the POP team can work on her behalf with the manufacturer and her doctor. The PA also has Sally confirm her doctor's information is correct. Once the PAP application is completed, the PA emails Sally the HIPAA release and PAP applications to sign. Sally signs both and emails the signed copies plus the last W-2 form back to her PA. Meanwhile, the PA also sends the PAP application to Sally's doctor for him to complete his portion. Once the PA receives all paperwork, she combines it all and faxes it to the manufacturer. The PA then attaches all of Sally's paperwork to her active case. The PA calls the manufacturer to verify the receipt, asks for a time frame, and documents these updates on Sally's case. When the time frame is up, the PA calls the manufacturer to find out the status of Sally's PAP and learns that Sally qualifies for the Humira PAP. The PA updates Sally's case and calls her with the good news. The manufacturer then calls Sally to set up delivery of her Humira. Sally doesn't pay anything for an entire year. The PA will document it all and will call Sally 1 month before her PAP expires next year so they can go through the process again. This is Joe, and like Sally, Joe received a prescription for Humira and takes it to Alto Pharmacy to get it filled, and the exact same thing happens. Joe calls POP and speaks with the PA who introduces Joe to the POP program and shares he has about 2.5 weeks worth of medication left. After asking personal questions, the PA learns that unfortunately Joe will not qualify for a PAP. So the PA explains another option for Joe, which is filling at an international pharmacy. Joe explained he had been on this medication for a while, so the PA says we can even pursue a 90-day supply. And that could be shipped to him with a $0 copay and free shipping. Joe indicates that he would love to receive it free from an international pharmacy. Because Joe is interested in a 90-day script, the PA needs to secure a new prescription from his doctor and asks Joe a series of questions related to his medication history. The PA also lets Joe know that she will need a copy of a valid U.S. ID along with the declaration of U.S. citizenship signed so his prescription can clear customs. The PA emails this form and the HIPAA release form to Joe. He completes them both and emails the signed copies back with a copy of his U.S. driver's license. So now the PA can act on his behalf and places the order for his Humira at the international pharmacy. The international pharmacy reaches out to Joe's doctor for a new 90-day script. Meanwhile, the PA attaches all paperwork to Joe's active case and can monitor the status of Joe's international fill order. The PA calls Joe to let him know his order has been placed and will act as the liaison between the international pharmacy, doctor, and Joe. The PA sees Joe's order has shipped, and she calls Joe to provide the tracking number. The international pharmacy will also call Joe to schedule the delivery. Once delivered, the PA will reach out to Joe to confirm receipt and will update his case. Prior to each refill, the international pharmacy team will reach out to Joe's PA to verify his eligibility and refill Joe's future fills so he can continue to receive his medication every 90 days delivered to his door free of charge. This is Mike. Mike's story also starts off the same as Sally and Joe's. However, Mike is a very serious man with little time to mess with paperwork, and he only has 3 days left of his Humira, so he needs to get his script filled today at Alto. The PA explains to Mike that she can obtain a copay card right now to assist him with the cost of his Humira, and he may pay as little as $5. Mike agrees, so the PA proceeds to ask Mike a few questions while she downloads the copay card. The PA obtains the copay card and provides Mike with the information over the phone. The PA also verifies Mike's email address and emails him a copy of the copay card. The PA then tells Mike that she will call Alto now to process the claim and will call him back once complete. So the PA hangs up with Mike and calls Alto Pharmacy. The PA provides Alto with Mike's THT information and the Humira copay card. Claim processes and Mike's copay is $5. The PA thanks Alto and documents all of this on Mike's case. The PA calls Mike back with the good news and lets him know that Alto will be calling him shortly to collect the $5 payment and coordinate delivery. Mike thanks his PA, and she provides Mike with her direct line should he need assistance in the future. So a brief recap of the prescription optimization program is that it is for brand medications exceeding $1,000, in which the POP PA will explore 3 different avenues of assistance. The first avenue explored with the most cost savings is the Patient Assistance Program, or PAP. If your medication does not have a PAP available, or if you do not qualify, then your PA will work to set you up with a fill form through an international pharmacy. If your medication is not available through an international fill, or if you need your medication quickly, then your PA will explore the possibility of a copay card. Copay cards can also be used for quick emergency fills to buy enough time to set up either a PAP or international fill. If you'd like to contact the POP team, you may do so by either phone using the number displayed here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., or you can do so by email to this address at any time, including after hours. I briefly wanted to mention that the next THT Health Navigation Series webinar will be November 17th, which will take a deep dive into your Dispatch Health benefit. Thank you so much for your time today as we walked through your Pharmacy Benefits Prescription Optimization Program. Should you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to call us using the number displayed or email us at connect@ththealth.org. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.